Ow! Ow. I'm okay. I think I'm okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to C14 Dating. I'm your lovely, handsome, talented, and do-gooding host, Phil the Conquistadork. Today we're going to find out why it's so rowdy over there. Let's find out. I could even hear the hollering and cheering over the video game music. A large silhouette appeared near my tent and I yanked out my earbuds. Mel, are you around? Over here, I'm in the yellow tent. The yellow tent. The yellow tent. He gave the tent's flap a knock. No one knows how. Defying the laws of physics like DeAndre do. But he rattled the fabric. I zipped it open and poked my head out. Something up? I thought you'd rather socialize than hole yourself up in your tent. Want to break some language barriers? Come on. That's sexual innuendo, DeAndre, and that's bullshit. She doesn't have to live in fear of you and your shitty Anchor t-shirt. Not t-shirt, beater, whatever. He held out a raspberry-flavored beer bottle and swayed it before me. It's odd that you flavor your beer bottles. But if you meant raspberry-flavored beer, then the only thing to do is to punch this guy in the face, because that sounds disgusting. Though by the end, we'll all be incoherent anyway. He's trying to get us drunk. He's trying to take advantage. Don't do it. Ah, yes, drinking, a universal pastime. Should I join in? I'm going to party responsibly so the creepy guy with the eyebrow ring and the robot don't gangbang me at 2 a.m. I'll join in. Are there any non-alcoholic drinks available? DeAndre held the bottle close as he tried to recall. There's orange juice and cola, I think. If there's Diet Cola, that'd be... Well, I'm just that person at the party, aren't I? I can't have alcohol, but you have cola? Yeah, we got cola. Well, you got Diet Cola? Well, yeah, we got Diet Cola. Do you have Diet Shasta Orange? Yeah, we got... I don't know. Maybe. Diet. Got it. I'll meet you by the campfire. I'll take it easy tonight. I'm sure it'll be fun. And then they murdered her. I wish I had a beer after all. I could use the extra courage. Well, as long as you're honest. I glanced around the crowds and took a tiny sip of my drink. DeAndre had wandered off somewhere, being the social butterfly he was, and I felt like I lost my connecting link to everyone. Usually I socialize just fine, even in a room full of strangers, but the language barrier isolated me. Is this how a wallflower feels? I exhaled wearily, wondering if I should retire for the night. When I looked up, I noticed a girl standing by herself. I moved in for the kill. She glanced around before fiddling with her nails. Was she waiting for someone, or felt left out too? She's cute. It can't hurt to say hi, right? Melissa! Good for you. All right. I approached her from the side. Then I approached her from behind. Knocked her over. Approached her from the front. And stood a little ways from her. When we made eye contact, I gave a friendly wave and she smiled back. Hello, je ne parle français. Et tu? Et tu? Et toi? Et tu, Brute? She grinned and pointed at herself, and the mistake dawned on me. I messed up already. I combed my fingers through my hair, then shook my head dramatically. As embarrassing as it was easier to laugh it off, and the girl giggled. She's just got her tongue sticking out for no apparent reason. That's filthy. Je parle français un peu. I speak French very little. I speak English well. I can see. So there's not a single person here who doesn't speak. She's so worried about having to speak French. There's not a single person we've met who only speaks French. It doesn't happen. The ugly Americans were right about everywhere else in the world. After exchanging a laugh, I offered my hand, and she accepted warmly. I'm Melissa. Joan, you're from the America? Yes, I am from the America. Let's see. I hope you like Belgium. Very small country, not like states. I like it a lot. It's beautiful. I'm glad. Our chat was short, if slightly clumsy, due to the language barrier, but Joan was patient and we enjoyed the interactions. She perked up when she heard someone calling for her, and she gave me a little nod before excusing herself. That wasn't so bad. I really need to work on my French, though. I should get some sleep. I made it to the tent area when I heard a loud smack. It was DeAndre, and he was attacking my ass, followed by gasps and roaring laughter. It was coming from the other side of the building, and I muffled a yawn. Sounds like they're having fun, but I don't want to be too tired to dig tomorrow. Let's see. I sat at the table munching on a piece of toast. It was pretty packed, and as usual, I was located near the end while the livelier conversations took place in the middle. Morning. Slept well, I hope. I did, surprisingly. You guys were pretty loud. I had to beat the shit out of you. I think most of us retired around 1 a.m. The rowdier ones partied until 4. They will have a hard time focusing in the cave today. I can imagine. Oh, speaking of cave, right, you want to see my vagina. Got it. I finally will be working in the cave. Nice! Were you waiting on your photograph? Yep, some squares had to have their pictures retaken for better resolution. I may or may not work in the lab longer, though. Mr. DuPont will be hurrying to approve other students' pictures, too. You could always ask Sherry. I think she has some authority here, too. Sherry? Sherry Keller, my professor. Of course, Americans address teachers by their first name. Is it different here? Really different. In fact, I think some students mistook Sherry for your grandma. A professor overseeing their students in an elective? Unheard of. No one calls their teachers by their first name, and it's always strictly formal. If you want to talk to your professor, it's by appointment only. Black tie, top hat, and tails. Make sure that you're humming Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. Huh. I wonder how I'd do in an environment like that. That's one thing I missed about New Zealand. It wasn't as rigid, and I'd gotten so used to it I practically had reverse culture shock coming back. There's a lot of things I miss in New Zealand. Planning to return there one day? You bet. Eventually I started saving up recently. Travel is darn expensive. He laughed at my nod of agreement. The plane tickets here alone had cleaned out my savings. Everything else was from begging my parents to fund me for this trip. Checking the time, I chewed the last of my toast and gulped down the water. I'll see you at the cave then, DeAndre. Let's see, where am I? Studying? I failed at studying. I don't know why. I failed at gaming. I don't know how you fail at gaming. But I'm awesome at socializing, I guess. Jesus Christ. Are you sure you'll be fine alone? Yeah, my parents got all concerned when they learned I no longer have a traveling partner. I was strongly advised not to go off on my own since it's my first time being this far from home. Although I tried to be nonchalant about it, my sulkiness still surfaced. It's probably for the best. However, I'm sure you'll make friends and be able to venture out more. If you'd like, I can ask some of the students to see if they're interested in hosting you on the weekends. Me? I'd hate to impose. I know you're reluctant, but it would be nice to spend time with students outside the dig site. True, and see more of Belgium, too. It's a shame Paige couldn't make it. It's like she fucking died. Where are you staying, anyway? Oh, at a colleague's. I'm fucking that other professor. That's exactly what's happening. I've known him and his husband for years. Oh, fine. I would bring you along, but it's a small house, and we're kind of doing a three-way thing. I'm insisting on that happening for this old lady, I really am. She trailed off, and I nodded understandingly. I did not want to impose on her catch-up time with friends. Will the museum be completely locked up once Augustin leaves? Everything except for the back entrance, so you can access it. Really? You can lock it from the inside at night. I imagine you'll be sleeping on the second floor? Yes, Augustin already set up an air mattress for me, and I moved some of my belongings. I think we've gone over everything then. There's leftovers in the fridge, and the Wi-Fi will remain on. I heard the laboratory door opening and closing, and Augustin flashed me a warm smile. All of the other students had left for home for the weekend, and it was just us three, soon to be one, as our bodies commingled. We weren't three people anymore, no longer two professors and a young, undulating student. We were one body, one mind, one consciousness. Melissa, I assume Sherry has gone over everything? Yes. Wonderful! Although this is the first time in many years someone had remained here alone. There was an ominous yet playful smirk, and I could not help but be wary. Why? They are scared of the wrath of the Neanderthal whose bones we found. I think I'll survive these 48 hours, Augustine. What a brave girl. I hear it gets very eerie at night. We exchanged goodbyes, and I heard the clicking of the front door being locked. When it got very quiet, I pushed the thought of ghosts out of my head. I have a whole museum to myself. I bet not many people can say that. Okay. Huh. Lights are on. Is someone here? What's all this? There were multiple wooden trays laid out in the center table. Each contained various rock samples, along with paper slips labeled under each one. I approached and peered at the trays. Calcaire, de Scheist, Grace, I don't know. Were they studying something, or would this be a part of another upcoming lecture? I'm gonna pick up a rock, because I'm a rebel. Curious, I picked up one of the shinier rocks and held it up under the ceiling lights. Ne peut cher. Ah! Look at you, robot arm with the tattoos. More robots! Startled, I placed it back and glanced in the direction of the voice. Greeted with a disapproving frown, I tried to remedy my blunder. Je suis désolé. Je ne parle pas français. He looked at me in surprise before cracking a smile. Ah, you must be Sherry's student. He approached me casually and stood beside the table. Yes, I'm Melissa Flores, studying under Sherry. Pleased to meet you. I couldn't help but think I got off on a rocky start with him. He offered his left hand, and I accepted it with a firm shake. Hendrik Lukenhaus, at your service. Hendrik, the geologist? Augustine's nephew? That's me. I was supposed to be here earlier, but was caught in a landslide of work back in Germany. Thought I'd catch up on a few things before Monday. He jutted his chin toward the samples. Sorry if I seemed aggregated. Some people don't put them back exactly where they should be, and it can be a mess. That's understandable. I'll be more mindful of that. And I'll thank you to stop winking at me with your horrible, generic tribal tattoos on your neck that kind of bend in direction of your neck, but not at the same... That's weird. Feel free to look around if you'd like. Merci. I picked a rock up, the one labeled calcaire. This material was everywhere in the cave. Limestone. I placed it down and examined one beside it labeled shale. Where did this collection come from? From one of the cabinets? It's mine, actually. Many of the rocks are ones I've dug up or personally found. I thought it'd be nice to have some samples to show the students here. I'm a very nice man. You can tell by my ponytail and robot arm. Especially if they can't tell the difference between shert and shale yet. And what is the difference? Oh god, is this another... God damn, it's gonna be another fucking archaeological / geological, in this case, lesson, I suppose. He eagerly motioned me over to the tray, picked up a dark rock, and offered it to me. It felt grainy in my hand. I struck him with it. He fell to the floor, bleeding so much. The blood wouldn't stop. It was gushing everywhere. First off, shale is composed of silt and clay, and it's a very soft rock. You've probably seen shale at road cuts or by the riverbanks. And this is chert. You can already note the waxy luster, and it's much harder than shale. I held the sample in my other hand. It also felt smoother than shale, almost like glass. This is what you need to keep an eye out for. A lot of stone tools were crafted out of chert. Fortunately, they tend to stand out like new when you uncover them. I can tell you've given this lecture many times. You're boring me, sir. Boring me. But I guess most students here have never worked with rocks before, so they won't be bored. Yep, mainly are into art, computers, or music. Oh no, not art! Not music! I returned the rocks to their rightful spot. What are you doing in Germany? Pretty much what I do here. Supervise excavators, examine and compile soil samples, figure out the stratigraphy. I essentially chalk out a map of the cave to study the sediments and its history. It sounds difficult. You'd think sedimentary formations would be more straightforward, right? I know! Fucking weird! Older on the bottom, more recent on the top. You'd think, but geology is never that nice and easy. Nice and easy. How best to describe this? Do you like cake? Of course I like cake! I'm gonna punch you in the face, Melissa, I swear to God. He chuckled at my pun, and then he punched me in the face. At least he appreciated the silly effort. You'll be able to follow along then. It's pretty sedimentary after all. I hate you both. I hate you both so much right now. What are the chances you've tried a Prince Regententort? Like a Prince Regent cake? Is that what that means? Very low. Non-existent, in fact. Then Black Forest. Less layers than I'd like, but you get the idea. Yes, I'm familiar. Look at his face. Oh my God, he's so annoyed with me. He's like, God damn it, the cake doesn't matter. Or he's pissed at my lack of cake skills. I don't know. I'm familiar with it. I got a multi-layered cake, right? Yeah, good. Exactly. Cakes are like basic sediments, consistent layers and patterns all around. Unlike cake, stratigraphy is a complex puzzle. Hendrik made multiple slices in the air with his hand, gradually lowering the elevation each time to emphasize the point. Layers are slanted due to how they were deposited, whether by alluvial means, weathering, freeze-thaw, gravity, cave-ins, the list goes on. Are y'all enjoying this geology lesson? I know I am. And then, just as the sediment starts to settle, a river or flood may come in and wash the top surfaces away, leaving nothing or portions of the same layer in isolated pockets. This is what happened with the Great Flood in Noah. Jesus is real. This is all real. Badgers and other burrowing animals cut through layers, disrupting sediments further. Or something drastic could take place, like an earthquake, creating faults and misaligned sediments. Therefore, it's up to me to figure it out. I'm a badass that way. I'm Hendrik Layer Cake. Hendrik Layer Cake. Good, good. I hope I didn't bore you. People have always said I'm married to my job. It wasn't boring at all. Honest. If anything, it made me realize how much work goes into understanding the cave's history. It's definitely not easy, but I enjoy the challenge of piecing information together. Since I'm here, I'll be available if you have any other questions or inquiries. He finished the last sentence like a well-rehearsed routine. How long have you worked here? Me? Let me think. 1492, and that's when I showed up. Nearly 4 years. I helped my uncle during the summer and then hopped to a few other caves, depending on their excavating schedules. After a glance upward, his eyes widened, and he slapped his forehead. I'm supposed to be in the mirror soon. I hope I didn't startle you earlier. Please stop. I'm begging you to stop. Oh my God. Oh my God. My uncle did mention there'd be a student staying here on the weekend, but it slipped my mind. Nah, it's fine. It was nice finally meeting you, Hendrik. Likewise. I'll be sure to ask you if I have any other geology questions that you can answer for 40 minutes at a time, if at all possible. Oh my God. That's what I'm here for. I'll see you on Monday. Yeah, you will, you tattooed, muscle-bound freak. Alright, I failed at the museum. Oh, I'm good at dancing. That's good to know. And I failed at town. I'm God! Alright, so now we're gonna be setting up the day again. Alright. Oh, okay, so right now, okay, so basically, this stuff's taken care of, and now I just determine if I'm in the cave or the lab. Alright, let's start with the cave. Oh, okay, let's just... Alright, I'm just gonna stick to that for now. Studying... Alright. Go to the lab, then we're gonna go to the cave twice in a row, because why the fuck not? And then to the lab. Alright, week 2. Step 1. Oh, chocolate hazelnut, you're worth the extra insulin. Oh, that's right, she's diabetic. You gotta wonder if that's gonna come into play later, if they just felt like she should be diabetic. When I was done, I rolled the bread up and bit the end. My mouth glued shut as I chewed, while the spread smeared my cheek. I wasn't very good at eating things, obviously. Glad I was eating breakfast alone. I was being sloppy. Bonjour. Ha. Someone lightly pecked me on one cheek. The person immediately pulled back, and I hastily rubbed my face while he did the same. Ah, DeAndre, I was stuffing my face. At least warn me next time before you kiss me. I could say the same. Goddamn, DeAndre, you evil fox with your blonde underarm hair. What was with the kiss anyway? Why didn't you let's just make out. That's what we're gonna do. That's how we greet friends. Usually the cheek kissing goes a little smoother than this one, and then we gently lick the nipples. He eyed my breakfast and snorted teasingly. Cute, Mel. Hey, I wasn't expecting everyone to arrive so soon. Did you drive here? Did you drive here? Oh, yeah, that's right. It's Monday. They're all getting back. Got it. We took the train. It only stops here every half an hour, so you either arrive early or slightly late. Before I could question the we, DeAndre tapped the side of his cheek. You still have some fecal matter on your mouth parts. Oh, you too. Still? Did you dunk your face into... I did not. Your timing was just atrocious. Atrocious, I say. While we were both cleaning ourselves, I noticed Kyler observing us with a deadpan expression, because deadpan is all that robots know. He frowned in disgust and disappeared around the corner with his belongings. Uh-oh. Holy shit. The trysts and the three-ways begins. The triangles and the love circles and stuff. DeAndre sighed, rubbing his temples like he had an impending headache. I don't think he likes me. Something happened? Well, I kissed him on the cheek and he didn't take it as well. Do you remember that rowdy night? I went to bed early, so no. Well, a bunch of us started playing catch. I may or may not have nailed Kyler in the head with the ball. Ellipses. Was he okay? Yeah, he was fine, if upset. I tried to apologize, but he wouldn't hear of it. Now he probably thought I was shamelessly flirting with you like some full-time playboy. And I'm only a part-time playboy. That's fucking bullshit. Oh, you aren't? Part-time. God damn it! Stop. God, my sense of humor. I have to have a better sense of humor than this game. I require it to live. Kyler seems to be the type where first impressions are everything. I think you're right. He seemed to tolerate me once he learned I was serious about archaeology. That and I wasn't anti-robot. I'm not a robot racist like you are, DeAndre. Oh yeah? You two work in the same location. About the ball incident. Sorry I kicked you there. I'm gonna talk to Kyler. Leave it to me. My square is next to his anyway, so I'll be able to talk to Kyler anytime. Really, it's not a big deal, but let him know I apologize for that. A few other students trickled in, and I finished my breakfast before there were any more mishaps. Mishap-free. Anyway, where did you stay this weekend? I furiously chewed my oversized portion, but DeAndre flashed me a patient, I'll wait smile. Coughing, I simply tapped the table since I couldn't talk. Here? How was it? I survived. When a car pulled in, I knew Augustin and Sherry had arrived. I waved to them as they got out, although inwardly I wanted to whine to Augustin about the whole ghost thing. After Sherry and I greeted each other, she handed my journal back. Be sure to read the comments in the journal when you have time. It'll give you an idea of how you're performing. Thank you, I will. Also, since this is your second week here, you now have the option to pick lab work if you'd like. All right. I'll notify Hendrik. He handles the Lab 101 here and can explain the procedures to you. Nice, it seems my options have opened up. Just like my legs soon shall. For the guy with the tattoos. There's sure a lot of stuff and tools here. I perked up as Hendrik tapped the whiteboard with his prosthetic fingers, his speech continuing in French. His lecture was occasionally interrupted with polite giggles or groans, and he would grin at their reactions. Hendrik loved to deliver puns in any language, I mused. Once the explanation wrapped up, people collected plastic bags, each with a sheet inside. Some barely contained any material, while others had huge bones encased in tinfoil. I grabbed a decently sized one with mostly smaller items and fished out the fish, along with a wrapped item. Is this your first time doing lab work? Yes. Sherry's gone over the procedures with a slide presentation, but it's difficult seeing it all up close. If you'd like, I can clarify a few things. I thought it'd be easier to do a little one-on-one instead of repeating myself in both languages and taking up more time. Really? Then we're gonna be alone? Alright, what do we do essentially? Can you break down the lab process in its simplest form? Clean objects, document them, repeat. That's it. That's it. That was sure short and sweet. When you've worked with many students with varying degrees of interest in archaeology, it helps to be concise. It's my own take on the KISS principle. Keep it simple for student. Alright. How to clean the items. There's so many tools used to clean. What's the general routine? I leaned over and pointed to the plastic bowl with a sieve placed over it. Depending on how dirty the item is, use this to wash the majority of the soil off. If it's a bone, please don't let it stay submerged for too long, or it'll become saturated. It will end up damaging the object, especially if it's already cracked or flaking. Other times, you simply need to dunk a brush into the water if you're only cleaning a small section. Be sure to dry it thoroughly using a paper towel or lint-free cloth. Whether you use that step or not, it's on to using brushes and craft sticks. I know about brushes, but craft sticks, they're great for scraping muck off without scratching the remains. I also like to use them to make little figures and stuff. You know, like a popsicle stick thing. It's adorable. Everyone loves it. I'm the fun professor. I'm partial to craft sticks myself, but everyone has their own preference. If you use a brush, be gentle and don't scrub too hard. And there are toothpicks, which are useful for cleaning teeth or porous items. But that's just good advice in general. If the object is relatively clean to begin with and doesn't need water, you can simply brush the dirt off. Be careful though, some bones are too fragile to wash or clean. Use your judgment. There'll be a little trial and error at first, but you'll get the hang of it. Don't worry, I won't get upset if a bone falls apart. If you know what I'm saying. Says the geologist. What if I drop a rock? Handle those with extreme care, please. I will, promise. Alright. Why a nib pen? Picked up the ink bottle and gave him an uncertain look. Why these? Looks like it'll be a messy process, and I've never used a nib pen before. It stays on the bone or stone better than regular ink pen, regardless of surface, and you have better control over the writing. I'm terrible at describing how to use one. I think if you hold it slightly lower, if you hold it slightly lower than a regular pen and lightly pull, the ink should flow out evenly. Obviously, don't dunk the nib into the ink bottle like cookies and milk. Also follow the number style I've written on the board. I turned my head studying the 1 through 9 that went down in a vertical column, the 3 was flat at the top, and the 7 had an extra line in the middle of it. The 1 had a little hook at the top with a foundation. Is it to keep everything more consistent? That and we don't panic if a number fades, see? He approached the board and wrote a bubbly 8, then wiped half of it, turning it into a 3. This is why. Same with a 7. If we lose a part of it, we won't mistake it for a 1 due to the line in the middle. Oh my god! This is... Jesus, it just goes on! When you're done jotting down the fiche number in here, don't forget to coat it with a thin layer of clear nail polish to protect the ink. Make sure to cover your eyes with it too. Clear nail polish, it's great. Great way to dry out your eyes. Make sure you let the ink dry first or it'll become all blurry. What happens if I mess up? I have a feeling whiteout won't help here. Ah, then this is the fun part. You can use the nib to scrape off the ink. I don't recommend using it multiple times over the same surface though, then you'll end up destroying the very item we're trying to preserve. And then we have to murder you. What if the object is impossible to write on due to its size? Then place it in the tray cup along with a written piece of paper that came with it. Although try your best to write in a partial line since it's possible to lose the paper over time. Please write neatly so I don't end up cursing your name next year when I get around to them. Oh my god, alright. Alright, go over the tools. Some of each tool is used for it. God damn it! It's fine. water, the sieve, and the bowl for washing. Other instruments include brushes of various size, craft sticks, toothpicks, cloth and paper towels for drying. And when it's all written down and coated with nail polish, you can drop the items in the cup set up on the trays over there. He pointed to row upon row of wooden trays, each with cups super glued to the surface. Some had bigger containers for the obviously larger objects too. That way they'll dry out in the sun. I'll take care of everything when the lab work is done, so you don't have to worry about the rest. Okay, people who made C14, if you want people to be more interested in archaeology and stuff like that, you could just say so. You don't have to make a game based around it. Just tell us how much you love it. Be honest. I'm good. I think I'm done. I think I'm done with all the... I think you've given me plenty of information, tattooed guy. And any attraction I may have had for you in the past is gone now because I'm exhausted. I think I got everything. Thanks for the help, Hendrik. Geen probleem. Oh boy. Oh my god. Hendrik? Need help with anything? Could you supervise my first cleaning, if you know what I'm saying? Of course, I know lab work can be tough. I hate you. Alright, here we have our tools. Toothpick, brush, craft stick, cloth, and the water sieve. Remember, we're dealing with mostly fragile objects, and it'd be too time-consuming to clean each one perfectly. The idea is to make the object recognizable. Luckily, you're cleaning a piece of chert, so let's wash it off in the sieve. Okay, so in this minigame, you must pick tools to get as close to the target force as possible. Each tool has a different force. Oh, okay. Alright, so that has a force of 9. Only happened the first tool selected. Gotcha. There we go. I'm going to use the cloth to wipe it down. Now select the cloth tool. Although you can't see the rest of the tool's forces, their values always go from lowest to highest, from top left to bottom right. 2, 3, 4, 7, and 9. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 7, and 9. Gotcha. Alright, so basically we want to get it to the closest piece of target force. Target force. Target force. Pretty clean. As many tools you want, however, for this tutorial, you can only pick 3 in total. Choose your last tool. 2, 7, 9. Alright, so I did that. So that's 15. Let's get the brush. Ah, damn it. I thought it was 4. I got pretty close. I did pretty good, I'd say. Sure, great job. You will unlock new journal entries and stat bonuses whenever you get good results. But don't let your stress get too high, else you won't get as many chances to clean. Oh my god, what a nightmare if I didn't get a chance to clean. Let it dry off before writing on it. I feel there's a little bit of luck involved. Each game starts with randomly generated forces that can be anywhere between 1 and 9. Again, values always go lowest to highest from top left to bottom right. Got it. It is. Some sturdy looking bones start crumbling as soon as you touch them. Some are already in awful condition. I'd rather see a slightly dirty object intact than a clean broken one, if that makes sense. Goal is to either match the target force or get within 4 points below it. If you go over it, the object will break. So don't push it if you feel it's as clean as it's gonna get. Oh, you got it, bitch. Excuse me. Need to help another student. No problem. Alright, let's try something here. Drift off, answer questions while I generally unwrap one of the items. There's a tiny tooth with only minimal dirt attached to the root. At least it was an easy one to work with. I dunked a toothbrush into the water and began to scrub it. I dried it off and set it on the cloth. Then uncapped the ink bottle and neatly dipped the nib into it. Gently. Gently. I had barely touched the tooth with the nib when a giant splotch of ink dispersed and penetrated the root. It now resembled a squished black spider. Ellipses! Ugh. I cleaned the nib and scraped the blotch as best as I could. It seemed to work, but it also scratched into the tooth. God damn it. It's already in the looks. I'm already missing the cave. Of course, this was where the real discoveries would take place, where everything was cataloged and identified for future examination. It'd also be graded for my lab work, so it wasn't something I could avoid entirely. Time to see if I can finish this one at least. Oh my god, okay. So successful cave time. New find excavate today. Good luck. Oh, this game. Okay, now I did... My friend Lauren, I mentioned her before. She helped me. Apparently, this is called a nonogram. They're really popular in Japan. and like they're supposed to they'll have a picture is the idea. They'll have some sort of cute picture or something, which is weird. Wait a minute, am I doing it right? Oh wait, I'm not. Hold on. I have to dig all of these, I think. I forget. It's been a minute since I did this, so I'm gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's too late. I already ruined it now, so. Alright, so that's it. 1, 1, and 1. Here. Fuck! What did I do wrong? Oh no. Oh no! I fucked it up. I fucked everything up. I was wrong. I got it all mixed up. Son of a bitch! Can I refill it? I can! Awesome! Awesome. I think I got it wrong. Hold on. Let's reverse this shit. I'm gonna do this. Do this. And then 2 of them here. And this has to be 1 and 1. So if I had to guess... I don't know. So it's gonna be 1 and 1, so it's gotta be that. Yeah, 1 and 1, so it's separated that way. How to... I forgot how to play this fucking game. God damn it. Alright, we're coming back tomorrow. I won't be defeated by this. Even though it's clearly defeated me. My name's Phil the Conquistadork. This is C14 Dating. God help me. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.